So we're going to meet Jonah Andersson from Philippines as well, but she's been living in Sweden for how long?
For 15 years.
How did you move to Sweden?
That's a very personal question. I moved to Sweden because of love.
Oh, because of love. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Most
yes.
most people, move abroad because of love.
Yes,
Similar,
yes, yes,
similar
yes,
in my
yeah.
story. Yeah. So, but did you study in the Philippines, or did you have any educational background in the Philippines before you moved to Sweden?
Yeah, originally in the Philippines. So I'm Jonah Andersson, by the way. I'm Jonah from Dumaguete, Philippines. So I'm Bisaya. I speak Visayas. I can speak Tagalog, but I'm from Dumaguete. I moved to Sweden about 15 years ago, since 2011, and in the Philippines, I studied computer science, major in programming.
Oh wow.
And then that was like year 2024. And then after that, I also had several jobs. So I have
2024?
yeah, 2004 actually.
Oh, 2004. Okay.
2004 when I
yeah.
graduated computer science, and then I had several jobs. So I worked as a tech support, travel consultant, remote worker sa Pilipinas. And then when I moved to Sweden, I studied more IT. So I studied programming in .NET with Microsoft
Wow.
programming, and then Java then. Until I started working now as an IT consultant or system developer for the last 10 years as a Sweden. So I speak both English, Filipino, at saka
Swedish.
Swedish.
Yeah,
Yes,
so you're
yes.
fluent in Sweden also. Swedish
Yes,
language.
yes. Jag kan prata svenska ganska bra.
Oh, nice. Yes, yes.
Yes.
So, but how long did it take you? So, Jonah just wrote this book and produced. When was this written? When did you start to write this book?
I wrote this book a year ago. So this was published 2023 by the end of the year, like December 2023. So I wrote this book, Learning Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing and Development Fundamentals. It's about cloud computing, how you can develop systems with Microsoft Azure, which is Microsoft's cloud platform. And it took me almost 18 months, I think, to write this book. And this is my first book. And currently, this book is internationally published. O'Reilly is a known US publisher for books that are related to IT. And usually, because they have animal covers. So it's IT book, but they have animal covers. And the animal covers that they have, they are actually endangered animals or species, which I didn't get to choose when I wrote this book. So it took months. And then I didn't tell me what book cover, because on the proposal I said I want a dog, but they couldn't promise because it depends when the book is done. But I'm very happy about this, because when I told them, they surprised me that, Jonah, you will get this bird, which is named the hyacinth macaw. That is the largest parrot in the world that is endangered and only found in South America. They're very friendly, pet kind of parrot, and they are very intelligent, but they are also endangered. So if you look for hyacinth macaw, you will see they're a very beautiful bluebird. And you might be wondering, why did Jonah intended to get this bluebird, because I also like blue. I like wearing blue, but it's just like so happened, and maybe it's destiny. I get the bluebird as well. And also Microsoft Azure is the cloud of Microsoft, and they also have blue as Azure is also kind of like blue symbolization there. So it's a good match. So even if I didn't get a dog as a book cover, because dogs are not actually endangered, I got this lovely hyacinth macaw, at least. That's very rare to see, and it's my dream to see and have an encounter with that bird.
So, what made you write this book?
It's because of my own experience working in IT, where I had to migrate an application, very old system, to the cloud. And as a programmer, as a developer, I got to learn a lot of things about how to migrate from on-prem to Azure. And through that experience, I decided to write a book because there are still many people who are trying to move to the cloud, but they are not really sure what they're getting into. Like moving to the cloud is not just about moving to the cloud. Sometimes you also have, it depends on the system, and also sometimes you have to choose the cloud provider. And if you also know, you work also in IT, cloud providers are pretty huge. There's the giant that we know, Microsoft has the Azure, there's also Google Cloud Platform, and Amazon has AWS, and there are other platforms today as well. So I wrote that book specifically for those that are choosing Microsoft Azure as their platform. And I'm happy to share to friends or whoever watching this that this book is being translated to several languages, including Chinese, Japanese, Polish, and other international languages. At least 8 other languages I know. I have the Chinese and Polish version at home.
That's
as well.
nice. Wow. Then you're going to, hopefully we see these books all over the world.
Yeah, and I'm giving Roxy a copy, a signed copy today, and she had this idea to work with this.
I need to, read this book. I told her I'm going to read this book. I'm familiar with Azure, but I think I would learn a lot more reading this book from an expert. How many experience do you, how long have you worked with Azure?
I think for Azure, as an IT consultant, almost 10 years in Sweden as a consultant working with programming in .NET and then Azure, but probably more or less 6 to 8 years of that. So that's why. And I'm actually a Microsoft MVP for Azure, so I travel within Europe or IT conferences and share about what I do and what I know about Microsoft Azure, to spread the word and knowledge to those that are getting started in IT and also that specific topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how long does it take, the migration normally?
It really depends on how big the system is, how many people are going to work with the system, of course, and also the knowledge that the team that's working on it on the cloud, for example. So it depends. It can be quick, especially if you have experts or knowledgeable team. So part of my work is to help companies to how to improve their systems all the time. So as my work as an IT consultant, I help my client with cloud management, infrastructure. So I do coding. So I have a different hat. Sometimes I do coding. Sometimes I lead a team. Sometimes I also help the client with their technical depth. Sometimes I help with cloud migration and give them ideas that this is the good technology to use. So I'm kind of having the hats of a developer or programmer. Sometimes I have a hat as a leader. Sometimes I also have a hat as a scrum master or a leader or architect. Yeah. So it really depends. So I'm kind of like they call it in IT T-shape. So I have a very broad knowledge, but I can also go into that specific kind of technical expertise. So I also like sharing and inspiring knowledge to others. So I don't just do hands-on, but I also like to teach and share what I know to others, because it's part of my mission and my why to inspire others, humble also, even though I'm very successful, I also want to spread the knowledge out, just paying it forward also. So that's
you're
why
also doing voluntarily work,
yes.
sharing your knowledge.
That's how we met also. Yeah. I'm not sure how you found me, but you found me through the community, and definitely last time was ULAP. ULAP.org is also a non-profit organization for underrepresented youth in the Philippines. Filipinas in Denmark are my friends also, Marilag and Mitch, the founders of it. And I've been a volunteer as a mentor for the past years since they started the community. I've spoken to their community events in Manila, the Philippines, and also here in Denmark. And I've also volunteered last year to be the teacher and trainer of their Azure Fundamentals trainings that they provided to their scholars last year through my company.
So you're also doing consultation, right?
Yes. So I do consulting as my full-time job, but I also have my own company for IT training, and where I put the royalties of my book, which is not big, but something at least.
Yeah. So what do you think would happen to cloud 10 years from now, or what can you foresee with regards to cloud computing?
I think 10 years from now, of course, currently there is a demand of technical skills and IT people that are knowledgeable in working with cloud computing. I mean, regardless if it's Azure or GCP and other cloud platform providers. But I think the demand also to solve problems, like depending on the use case, and also integrating cloud systems with AI today, with the different tools. So AI skill set is being in demand today, and I know the AI technologies are accelerating very fast.
Very fast, yes.
And if you work in IT, including myself, it's very fast. You need to keep up to it. But at the same time, I think in 10 years, there's going to be a lot of challenges because as the AI accelerate, probably us, the human being, maybe needs to catch up also building things with it. And it's not just about building as well. It's also like making sure that we are building AI responsibly and properly also, like without risking our data, because AI is actually just AI. It's giving us information and knowledge, but it's also depending on the data that we are input to it. So that's why we really need to build smarter applications with AI, but we need to be smarter than AI in building it and use it in a productive way without like compromising our humanity, you can call it.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what's your perspective on that.
Yeah, I think we also need to be responsible as to what we put out there, is it going to be useful for country or for people, or is it going to destroy the job market, or it's not going to help people mentally, so it's also, we have to think about that's what I'm thinking, when people developing something, you have to think about what's the outcome, who's going to use this, and is it going to be useful? But what are your challenges as a women in tech, especially with us Asian or from Philippines, and then we are in Europe? So what are the challenges you experience, starting as a programmer or developer?
Yeah, that's right. I started my IT career like full time as an IT consultant in Sweden, and when I was a junior developer about like 8-10 years ago, one of the challenges I have is keeping up in Azure with those like man's dominating career. Like if you're my first IT consulting job, I was the only female programmer. I feel like kind of excluded, and I felt like I had to really work extra and show off to my colleagues that I can do equal as them, or even can do better than them. And that challenge was the thing that I had, but I also overcome, because I know I get intimidated by some men's dominated colleagues, I mean, in this industry, but at the same time I also learned to adapt. And what I learned through my experience, both the good and the bad, is to speak up, and also not just continue like achieving what you want to do. It doesn't matter what other thinks about you, and you just like keep moving forward. So I had like my barriers and challenges as well. Like I felt like discriminated. I feel like my manager was micromanaging me. But what I learned is that if you find yourself in a toxic workplace, don't wait until you get burned out. Move away from that place if there's nothing you can do about it, or they don't do something about it, especially after you have spoken up, because I believe that there's always a better place where you and I, or every one of us, can grow depending on the workplace. It's always good to just be transparent and be open. It's not worth it to have a job and you're not happy with it. So life is too short.
Exactly. You have to think about your mental health. It's good
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
earning well,
Yes.
but you also need to like think about, is it good for my mental
Yes,
health?
yes, that's right, exactly. And I've been through those experiences, and I've learned a lot through my experiences that I choose where I work.
That's good. That's
And
good.
I say no if I don't like the company.
Yes, you have to remember that. So, what is your in the last question?
Yes.
So, what can you say about those female or anyone who's inspiring to be a programmer or a developer as you? How are they going to start in this career? What do you think are the first steps, or how are they going to reach your career?
Yes, of course, there's a lot of advice, but if you are a woman in tech, or a woman, like someone, like it doesn't matter actually if you're male or female, but if you're someone who's like hesitant to break into IT or tech because you're not sure if you could make it the way I did, or the way Roxy did, or anybody that works in IT, you just have to remove that negativity mindset, and think that, for me, I mean, in my personal experience, IT is very fun, because there's this like stereotype that you work in tech, you cannot do that because you need to be logic, you need to be very smart in math. I wasn't very good in math, but I work as a programmer. I went to school, but I didn't learn most of what I do now from the college or from the university. I learned it from solving a lot of problems and mistakes that I've been through. So I think the first advice is, if you already found your vision to you really want to work in tech, go for it. They said follow your dreams, but for me, chase your dream. Don't wait for your dream to be followed by you. You do the chasing of your own dream, in my perspective. So, and then find your why. And if you don't know where to start, find a community, a network of friends that are already in IT. And if you found someone that you think is very good example, a role model that you can be friends with, or you can be mentor with, try to get advice and learn from that person. And once you learn from that mentor, go your own path in your genuine way. Do not copy others, but compete with yourself only. And then, of course, once you have been in that career that you want, don't forget to pass it forward and share it forward, just like I did. Because the more you give, there's a saying that the more you give, the more you receive. And I truly believe in that. And I came from humble beginnings in the Philippines. I studied computer science as a scholar. When my parents said, Jonah, we couldn't afford you to send you to college, but what I did is I went and tried to get the scholarship anyway. And I did follow and chase my dreams. So now I'm working in IT, and I'm kind of giving back to the community by volunteering, like for example, ulap.org, and helping other Filipinos, or not just Filipinos, and even every people that I met, men or women in different ages. I even taught some Swedish kids some programming, which actually inspired me to keep public speaking, even though I used to be very shy. Now I'm doing a lot of talking.
Most developers are, I mean, they're afraid of public speaking.
Yes,
they're
yes.
like, yeah. But it's good to have, these are common misconception that you need to be good at math to be working in IT. So that is good to
Yes.
clear it out. And also, it's good to have a mentor. If you could find a mentor or someone you could like kind of be a role model.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much, Jonah, for
You're
your
welcome,
time.
and thank you, Roxy, for interviewing me.
Thank you, and then
to your friends that's watching this,
remember her book.
you can buy it on Amazon,
Yes.
or search for my name.
Yes,
Learning
search for this,
Jonah
and then
Andersson.
you will see that. Thank you. Bye.
Yay.